What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Janelle coming at you with another episode of 42 where we talk about life, the universe, and everything. Now, I know my first two episodes have been about my unboxings that I get with Loot Crate, and I really enjoy doing those, but I wanted to kind of do something a little bit different and talk about Star Trek. So, about 2 years ago, I went to a local convention in San Diego that I wasn't really a fan of. I went to this one just, get an idea of how San Diego was because I had just moved there at the time. And when I got there, there was a panel about Star Trek, celebrating the 50 years of Star Trek. Now, when you go to fan-run conventions, most of the panels are run by fans. They're not really run by anybody who contributes to the art form or, work the set. So I went to this panel thinking that it was going to be about this book that had come out talking about Star Trek. The people that were running the panel did not write the book, were not involved in Star Trek in any way, and it ended up just being a dump fest on all the new iterations of Star Trek. So I stood up and I said, hey, I grew up on Jean-Luc Picard and The Next Generation. I think that the new Star Trek movies bring in a whole new fan base of people that were never aware of Star Trek before. And they looked at me and they said,
thank you very much for your opinion, but you can sit down.
So I never saw the original Star Trek. I never saw the original series. I never saw the animated series, and I've only seen the movies from Jean-Luc Picard on. So I decided that I was going to take this time and kind of talk to you guys a little bit about Star Trek and watch the original series. So I'm going to watch the original series. I'm going to watch the entire Star Trek franchise in order of release. So I'm not going to watch it in chronological order. Now, for my non-nerd followers, I want to let you know how this is going to work. So the original Star Trek series came out in the 60s and has progressed since then. But they have come out with some seasons of Enterprise, Discovery, and those two in particular predate the original series. Then you have three new movies that a lot of you guys are familiar with Chris Pine playing Captain Kirk, and that is a separate universe. So I'm going to watch the whole thing straight through and then watch it in release order. I'm going to watch it in release order simply because I want to think about the production and what makes Star Trek fans love the original Star Trek and loathe the Next Generation and onward. Because for me, I like the Next Generation, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a spoiler. I've already seen the first episode. I watched it yesterday. I didn't really like it that much, but hopefully it grows on me. The first episode of the original series doesn't even have Captain Kirk in it. It has Captain Christopher Pine, I think. Christopher Pike. It has Captain Christopher Pike in it. And the only character I think that goes on to the next episode after the pilot is Leonard Nimoy. So one of the things I'm also looking forward to with watching Star Trek from the beginning is learning a little bit about the Klingons. If you don't watch the show, this is going to be a little bit crazy for you. There's a race of aliens called Klingons, and they live on a planet called Chronicles. And early on, the Klingons look a lot different in the original series than they do in the Next Generation moving forward. They look even more different in Star Trek Discovery, which predates the original series. So I'm interested to see firsthand how this evolution comes about. There's a scene that I know a lot of Trekkies are familiar with, where Worf goes back in time in The Trouble with Tribbles. They go back to an episode in the original series, and the Klingons look totally different. And they all ask him, why do your Klingons talk? And Worf says,
we don't really talk about that.
So there's a lot of information out there in the Wikiverse that says, what happened, but I kind of want to go back and see it firsthand. I want to see how the uniforms have changed and how the storytelling changes season to season, how the themes may have changed. I know there's that one theme that, they're boldly going where no man has gone before, but, there's some other cool themes in there. My favorite themes from Deep Space Nine and Voyager and, The Next Generation we'll go into as I go across those seasons. But I want to really get into what made the original series so great and why the fan base is so focused on there's nothing else after this. 3 seasons. That's all they had. It was 3 seasons. So yeah, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to do an update for how I feel about each series when I finish the series, and I'm going to do one for each movie. I may do compilations of movies, but I'm going to do one based on each movie. And on my blog, I'll write about each season. So hopefully it picks up. Like I said, the first episode I was really a fan of. Not the uniforms. I like the uniforms. I can get with uniforms. I watched a lot of Bonanza. I watched a lot of older 1960s television, so it's not the 60s television that I'm not vibing with. I just think the first episode was kind of meh. Like, they just kind of started on the Enterprise. There's no backstory. There's no, this is how we got here. It's just, we're on the Enterprise. We're on this strange planet. And we're just going to start from here. There's no backdrop. There's no where it came from. Maybe that's just because that's how they do pilots. I don't know. But excited to see. Excited to let you guys know how I feel. Thanks for checking in. If you would like to follow me on my Instagram and my Facebook are listed below. You can always hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, and you'll be first to know of any of my updates.
Thank you very much for your opinion, but